The program will begin in 5 minutes. Please take your seats. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, parents, family, and friends. With respect for the solemnity of this evening's ceremony, it is our sincere request that you join the faculty and staff of Guam High School in honoring the achievements of each of your sons and daughters. We therefore ask that no prolonged cheering or noisemakers be used during the ceremony. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones and electronic devices. In addition, we ask that you do not block the aisles, doorways, or bleacher access stairs in order to ensure everyone's safety. We appreciate everyone's cooperation with our National Honor Society and student volunteer ushers. Please stand for the procession. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please remain standing for a special presentation.
Here on Guam, it is our custom on special occasions such as this to call upon our ancestors to watch over and protect us as we embark on this new journey in our lives. Ladies and gentlemen, performing the song Hinatsa Nilatsi, may I present to you Ininan Isenata.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give one more round of applause for Ininan Isenata. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors by our NJROTC Color Guard and the national anthem, Guam Hymn and Pledge of Allegiance, led by Lilia Ifao Sili and Tara Ishmael.
twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Fanogi chamoru puritanota kandai maduna nagitoru ilugan. Padai honra, padai gloria, abiba isla sen para. Padai honra, padai gloria, abiba isla sen para. Utoru I tempo I pas paraita zangin nilangin da bendition. Contre believe grew na fan sa fuam sus proteis languam. Contre believe grew na fan sa fuam sus proteis languam.
Left, left, right, left, 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 right, left.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seniors, you may be seated. Everyone can sit, right? Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Becky Lee, the Senior Class Public Relations Officer.
And I am Paul Tomanes, the Senior Class President. It is our distinct pleasure to welcome you to the 2016 commencement exercise. We would like to take this time to give a special welcome to our honored guests. Please stand as your name is read. Representing Rear Admiral Bette Boulevard, Commander Joint Region Marianas, Command Master Chief David Graham. Representing Colonel Roderick R. Leon Guerrero, Adjutant General, Guam National Guard, Colonel Frank Tomanes Jr., and Miss Beverly Tomanes. Representing Captain James Pruitt, Commander, U.S. Coast Guard, Sector Guam, Lieutenant Commander Jessica Wurst. Representing Captain John Comlish, Commanding Officer, U.S. Naval Hospital, Commander Dan Clark, and Miss Vicki Boucher. The Honorable Francis Tydenko Gatewood, Chief Judge, District Court of Guam, and Dr. Robert Gatewood. Mr. Paul McDonald, Mayor of Agana Heights, and Miss Elaine McDonald.
Dr. Stephen Bloom, Superintendent, Guam District School Office, and Mrs. Kathy Bloom. Dr. Helen Bailey, Educational Operations Manager. Mr. Philip Keim, Principal of Guam High School, and Mrs. Cheryl Keim. Mr. James Herb, Assistant Principal of Guam High School. Ms. Kelly Pulliam, Principal of McCool Elementary and Middle School. Mr. Jason Sheedy, Principal of Anderson Middle School, and Mrs. Denise Sheedy. Ms. Willette Horn Barnes, Principal of Anderson Elementary School. Representing Ms. Barry Beth Arnott, GEA President, and Ms. Rowena Blevins Stanley. Ms. Barbara Askey, Navy Base Guam School Liaison. Ms. Lydia Broussard, Air Force School Liaison.
Senior Master Sergeant Jasmine A. Williams, DoDEA Guam School Board President, and Mr. Dwayne Williams. Tech Sergeant Latanian W. Sanders, DoDEA Guam School Board Secretary. Staff Sergeant Amy Cross, DoDEA Guam School Board Member.
At this time, I would like to call to the stage Mr. Philip Keim, Principal of Guam High School, for the opening remarks.
Class of 2016, honored guests, parents, and sponsors. Tonight marks the 19th graduating class of Guam High School and the 9th graduating class since the opening of the new Guam High School. This year marks my 6th graduating class at Guam High School, and I've had the opportunity to see your children grow from the kind of wild-eyed 9th graders to the adults that you see in front of you tonight. Tonight, the class of 2016 will have 90 students receiving their diplomas. Scholarship has been very strong with this class. This year, the class of 2016 will be receiving over $2,400,000 in scholarships. Some of the major scholarships went to the following students. Would you please stand as your name is read and remain standing? Noah Alvarado, Northwestern University. Calvin Bazan, University of South Florida. Julian Paul Benavente, University of Portland. Courtney Camacho, University of Guam. Keith Charette, Jacksonville University. Shanessa Edmonds, Hawaii Pacific. Tyler George, University of Guam. Harmony Palaganas, University of Guam. Artemia Perez, University of Guam. Jonica Rios, Chaminade University. William Sotero, University of Massachusetts. Aubrey Tamanglo, University of Las Vegas. Tamoya Tisdale, Stanford University. Paul Tomanez, UC Davis. Let's give them a hand. You may be seated. DoDEA believes that all students must be college and career ready, and we believe we have delivered on that promise to our students. We have offered them this opportunity with 18 advanced placement courses with academic excellence as exhibited by our scores and student work. In addition, our teachers work in collaboration within departments to produce rigor within all coursework given at this school. Once again, in 4 straight years, Guam High School leads DoDEA in numbers and percent of students completing academic pathways, with over 40 completers in the class of 2016. Those who have finished a pathway are given colored cords signifying their accomplishments in 8 different areas, from students thinking of careers in medicine and graduating with a certified nurse assistant license, to those who have completed JROTC, engineering, or interactive media, plus 4 other programs. Please stand if this year you received your academic pathway completers cord. Thank you. You may sit. In the last 3 years alone, our students have had over 150 academic pathway completers. We do not differentiate and have a clear understanding that all our students have high rigorous standards and competencies as part of their education at Guam High School. All our courses require rigorous coursework and academic achievement. All students should be college and career ready, and Guam High School students are prepared. I was always kind of thinking about what makes American schools unique. And American schools are unique in that we believe in a well-rounded education that includes the academics plus sports and arts. The advantage of teamwork and perseverance is essential for a young person to learn early in life. People must rely upon one another and do their part to win, to be successful. I am proud of not only how many sports programs we have for our students, but also the amount of winning teams. Let's give a big shout out for the Panthers cross-country team, winners this year. And the track team. And our championship tennis team. But also all our students in sports who showed Panther pride on the field as well as in the classroom. I am also equally proud of our music and drama departments who have moved from doing spring and winter shows to doing full productions, including previous rock and roll revivals to the incredible Broadway musical this year, South Pacific, which was performed a few weeks ago. What a great job our seniors, William Sotero and Riley Gallagher, did in the lead roles. They were incredible. Bravo to the staff. Bravo to the students who participated. And bravo to our music department and our drama department. Arts leads the way, folks. We really need them. Every year, members of the class, graduating class, ask me one question. They ask me, are we your favorite class ever? And I was thinking about that, not too hard, but I was thinking about that, and I said, after 30 years of seeing high school graduations, I have to say that this class is the best class ever. But I have to preface that I'm getting older every year, and I don't remember the other classes. Really, the class of 2016 is a great bunch of kids, and they're great to be around. They are the reason I got into education in the first place. Teenagers are fun. I love their energy and how excited they are about the world around them. Yes, they do challenge us, and we go through challenging times with them, kind of learning about some adult things along the way, but who hasn't? They are still open to new ideas and not set in their ways like some adults. They are ready to go explore the world, and these students will. They will be our future, and I feel secure in the future knowing they will be there. As the Guam High School class of 2016 goes into a new phase of life, I can actually identify with them this year because I'm going through a new phase as well. 6 years as Guam High School principal has been my privilege, and 30 years in education as both a teacher and principal have been remarkable. Now it's time for me to renew and start anew by retiring from education and enjoying my 7 grandchildren and my 1 great-grandchild. It's time to spend some time with my family and also my beautiful wife, Cheryl Kai. Class of 2016, I want you to remember something as you go through life. It's not about the position you hold or the money you make or the glory of anything you do. In life, the simplest things can become the most significant. Often they are not the ones that you may receive great adulation for, but rather the moments that you help another human being in a significant way. My great-grandmother was such a person. Back in the time of the Great Depression in the 1920s, she would often be found around the hobos and bums, letting them into her kitchen to get something to eat. Although my great-grandfather objected, seeing the dangers in such practices, she did it anyway, because she would say it was the right thing to do for people down on their luck. My grandfather ordered her to stop. She ignored him. I will give you some advice from another person moving forward in their life. 1, appreciate what your parents and guardians have taught you. The great American author Mark Twain once said, and I think every parent can identify with this, when I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have the old man around. But when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much the old man had learned in 7 years. Finally, he also gave us one more bit of advice. and I think was in his autobiography. We recognize there are no trivial occurrences in life if we get the right focus. Get the right focus on them. And life does not consist mainly or even largely of facts and happenings. It consists mainly of the storm of thoughts that is forever blowing through one's head. Make sure you remember what counts. I'm very proud of you guys. Let's go out in the world and let's take that advice and make yourself a success for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2016.
Good evening, friends, family, and distinguished guests. My name is Riley Gallagher, and I am the senior class treasurer. Tonight, it is my pleasure to introduce one of the most humble and dedicated people I have ever had the honor to meet and work with. This future UC Davis graduate has been working since his first year at Guam High School. He was the sophomore class vice president, the junior class treasurer, paddling captain of all 4 years, National Honor Society treasurer, one of the 2016 cross-country captains, NJROTC executive officer, and most importantly, Mr. LG's personal slave. In addition to this extensive list of extracurriculars, he's taken a total of 5 AP classes and completed both the therapeutic service and the national security pathways. He does all this, and I know he still gets 7 hours of sleep each night because look how handsome he is. But Paul is more than just handsome, charming, and smart. He is what holds our senior class together. He is a voice of reason, a shoulder to cry on, a fellow AP stressor, and most importantly, an incredible friend. In these last 4 years, Paul has derived his maturity and his sense of devotion from his years of hard work. We are the class of 16, or rather the class of 8 times 2, or 4 times 4, or even 16 times 1. And like all of these factors that make up our year of graduation, Paul is without a doubt an integral factor in our successful journey as a class throughout these years. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is my pleasure to present to you my friend, our class president, Mr. Paul Tomanes.
Thank you, Riley, for that kind introduction. For the past 4 years, I've had the chance to see each of the preceding classes walk across the stage to receive their diplomas and take their first step into what society calls the real world. It was only a short while ago that Guam High saw the class of 2016 enter its grand halls. We had no idea what we were in for. We did not know that Mr. Nelson had a staircase, or that if Mr. LG was bald, he would look like a baby. We did not know that Ms. Bomba's calculators were as precious as gold, and we did not know that Mr. Paz was indeed a nice guy. Yes, we had a lot to learn, but one thing was for certain. It would be an incredible and unforgettable journey with undeniably remarkable people. Throughout my high school journey, I've had the chance to lead the class of 2016 in some way. It was not an easy job, and it is not for the faint at heart, but I can say that I'm extremely blessed and thankful to get the chance to do this. This job comes with loads of stress, on top of the regular stress of being a high school student, and it requires an unfaltering dedication to what is required of you as a class officer. I have been asked numerous times, why do I choose to leave this class, or what is it that drives me to do this without anything in return? Or, you look stressed, is everything okay? My first answer to that is that it's just my face. My face always looks stressed. And then I have 89 other reasons why. Each reason is vastly different in their own way. Each reason has its own story behind it and has come a long way since the beginning. Each reason is set to leave a major impact on the world before it. Each reason is an individual sitting before the audience and will hold a special place within me, clogging my mind with horrific memories of staying up late to get things done for them. Just kidding. Each of you guys have helped to develop myself into a stronger person, physically and mentally. and I'm overly grateful to get the chance to serve each and every one of you guys. Seniors, all of this, all the things this year's council and previous councils have accomplished, it's all for you, because we know that each and every one of you will go out into the world and do amazing things. This reason alone makes this class, as Mr. Keim said, the class of 2016, one of the best to walk the halls of Guam High School. It is seen in several of its students. We have people like TJ Tisdale, who got accepted to Yale, Stanford, the Naval Academy, and the Air Force Academy. We have Keith Schredt, who's going to Jacksonville University to play Division I football. We have Rodney Taitigui, who is studying abroad in the Philippines at the University of Santo Tomas. We have a great group of entertainers, as Mr. Keim said, Riley, Will, Danny, and Jules, who put on even greater productions. We have Megan Guerrero, who is following in the footsteps of exceptional athletes with her Athletic Achievement Award. We have an outstanding group of basketball players who did exceptionally well this season, along with our stupendous track team, who got second place overall for the boys and first place overall for the girls, making Guam High School history. Then we have my personal favorite, the Guam High paddling team. That brought home not one, not two, but 6 trophies this season. Hatsa Hugwa Tulu! And this list of amazingness goes on and on because our class cannot be described in one speech. It can be inferred that life beyond these polo shirts and khaki shorts will be vastly different for many of us, or the same if anyone here decides to become an agent for State Farm. We will all choose to go on our different paths, not as individuals, but as honorable Panther alumni. Once again, remember that this moment is for you, seniors. Revel in it, but also keep in mind that we would not have gotten here without several key people in our lives. So I'd first like to say thank you to our sponsor, Ms. Rochelle Cruz. Thank you for your exceptional hard work and dedication to this class. Without you, we would not have gotten this far. Thank you to Mr. Benjamin Franklin Ugan Leon Guerrero II. Thank you for your long but sincere talks that would give advice you would never expect to get. Thank you to all the people who have gotten each of us to where we are today. Coaches, teachers, advisors, counselors, friends, and parents. And a very special thank you to 2 very special people sitting here in the front. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for all that you've done for me. All the sacrifices that were made, for all the times that you put up with me coming home at midnight because school became my second home. And for all the times you were my biggest supporters at races, meets, ceremonies, school, or just life in general. Thank you. Seniors, let's give all these people a round of applause. Mom, stop crying. Once again, thank you for all that you've done. You guys have helped us greatly. Now my final words to the class of 2016. Remember that this is not the end of the road, and life will not get easier from here on out. What I want you to remember when life gets hard, when the uncontrollable aspects of the world cave down on you, I want you to look back on one of the things that we learned in kindergarten, your ABCs. Remember that you should A, aim high and never aim for the minimum. B, believe in yourself to C, conquer life's challenges. I want you to D, dance through the E expectations that are set upon us. F, remain faithful whenever life G gets gruesome. Because help is just one phone call away. I, escape into your imagination once in a while. Because J, a new or old journey can be lived or relived just by closing your eyes. K, know how to do your taxes so you don't get eaten by the IRS. L, learn to accept what you cannot control. And M, make the best out of the situations you have the power to control. N, nurture the things you obtain because odds are they will help you to P, put your best foot forward. Q, when you feel like quitting, think about why you started. Then R, refine what you're doing to make your fight successful. S, stay united, because what can we accomplish when we are divided? T, do not be afraid to throw in a trust fall here and there on the people around you to see who will really catch you when you fall down. And U, use the people who will catch you to your advantage. V, value the present and do not W, wallow in the past, because the next exuberant life is ready to be unfolded. Y, remain young at the core, because you will look back at these memories made the past 4 years and yearn to live them over again. But don't fret, because I know each of you guys will grow to be even greater than what you are today. And maybe one day, just one day, we'll run into each other and Z, the extraordinary life we have each come to live, and reminisce in the history we made together, because we are the greatest team that the world has ever seen. Fellow graduates, you did it. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. My name is Annalise Morris, the Senior Class Secretary. Achieving the titles of valedictorian and salutatorian is truly a great honor, and our class could not be more proud of these two deserving individuals. At this time, I would like to call on Mr. James Herb, Assistant Principal, to introduce the salutatorian.
The class of 2016 salutatorian is truly an exceptional student. She has been in attendance in Guam High School since her freshman year and is one of the few in the class that have been in the DoDEA system since kindergarten. She is involved in several extracurricular activities, some of which are Student to Student, National Honor Society, and Book Club. She has held leadership positions in 2 of these organizations, serving as the National Honor Society Secretary and the Book Club Treasurer. She has also been a member of the Guam Girl Scouts for the past 7 years and repeatedly chairs the Some Bunny Cares event, where people write cards to hospital patients. She has accumulated over 200 community service hours throughout her high school career, while also maintaining an above a 4.0 cumulative GPA. This student has achieved top honors in several of her classes, such as AP European History, AP Government and Politics, and AP Psychology. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce the epitome of what it means to be a true Guam High School scholar. Harmony Polinagas.
It's Polygonus. Just saying. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little nervous like I was with my Drake battle with Noah Alvarado. That was a bet, sorry. Okay. Good evening, esteemed guests, teachers and staff. Oh, sorry. Parents, family, friends, and most especially Guam High School's amazing class of 2016. Some of you may know me, others may not, and some may know me as the other Harmony. Now, now I have to be honest. When I first received the news that I was Sally, I didn't believe Mrs. Tadno and even asked her to check again. My apprehensive nature on accepting this was due to the fact that I never thought I would be here when there are so many great students in my class. It is my belief that Guam High School's class of 2016 has some of the smartest, most athletic, artistic, talented, and beautiful people that I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. With that being said, I understand that my point of view does not fully represent such a diverse and unique class, but I do understand that this class is the best Guam High School has ever had. As a whole, we have excelled in all areas, academically, in extracurricular activities, and life in general. And I'd also like to mention how we've all glowed up since freshman year. Okay, only if you laugh. So, in the misquoted words of Mulan, you don't meet a class like this every dynasty. Now, most of us know our unofficial class slogan to be #divided, because it always seemed like we could never gather enough camaraderie with each other. However, I like to see these divisions as being due to our different interests, not because we despise each other. In our class, we each had a role to play that contributed to making our senior year the best. We had great leaders who opened doors and sacrificed so much time for us, like during senior gift wrapping. We also would not have such great senior videos without our visionaries like Jules or Danny. Our sports teams wouldn't have had such a successful year without students like Tripp, who got a football scholarship, Juwan, who was our male athlete of the year, and Candace, who paddled for all 4 years and helped to lead the paddling team to victory. And there are many more incredible athletes who I wish I could mention. We also have some very talented artists like Nate, who kills it on the saxophone, and Jaden, who slays on the guitar, and of course our star Riley, who, with her amazing performance in Guam High School's most recent musical. Academically, we have had students who have excelled. Now I can say I know someone who goes to Stanford. Thanks, TJ. Finally, we have our charismatic and spirited seniors, like Will and Mia, who have made our pep rallies entertaining. Speaking of pep rallies, we all know who the winners of the last pep rally were, which was us. Okay. In the end, these divisions did not truly tear us apart. Look at all of us together right now, during the pep rallies and even on Tuesday's senior countdown. We have stood together as a class. Although admittedly we have not been the closest, each and every one of us has contributed to making this school year great. We have all shared in the sleepless nights, worrying, cramming, frustrations, and most especially the stress that comes with being a senior. Although our journeys leading up to this point have been different, we are all here today celebrating together as Guam High School's class of 2016. Now I'd like to take this time to thank some important people. First, God for giving me the will to go on, even when this year felt endless. My dad and grandparents for instilling the importance of education within my life and for buying me everything. The rest of my patient family for supporting me. My friends who believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. Also, my fellow DoDEA babies for sticking by my side since elementary school. And of course, the wonderful teachers and staff of Guam High School for providing an unforgettable 4 years. And finally, all the graduates within the class. You guys have made this year interesting. As we leave here today, we again go on our separate paths, whether it be to seek higher education, to join our armed forces, or to begin in the workforce. We will be contributing to our communities and society as a whole. I wish I could give you some sort of advice, but I can't because we're peers and I'm no wiser about life than any of you. However, I know we will change the world in our own unique ways, and so I wish you all the best in every endeavor you undertake. I implore you to remember your time here with fondness and to go forth with confidence in yourself as we take on the world. I know we're ready. So congratulations, class of 2016, for finishing the easiest years of your lives. Just kidding. But yeah.
Thank you, Harmony. I would now like to call on Mr. Phil Keim to introduce our valedictorian.
I would like to introduce a very special individual. Despite only attending Guam High School for the last 2 years, this student has made quite an impact. She challenges herself in every way. This student has managed to take 9 advanced placement classes, balance her role in student council, the National Honor Society, and student-to-student program while maintaining an above 4.0 grade average. As if her academic load was not enough, this student is also heavily involved in extracurricular activities: Panther Planet managing editor, sophomore class vice president, senior class public relations officer, and tennis team captain are just a few examples of the leadership roles this student has taken over her high school career. Her outstanding dedication to her schoolwork, extracurriculars, community service, and peers are a true testament to her character. We expect great things from her in the future. That's a little stress we're kind of putting on here. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Guam High School Class of 2016 valedictorian, Miss Becky Lee.
Honored guests, teachers, friends, and family, we are here tonight to celebrate with the class of 2016 on their special day. On behalf of all the graduating seniors here on stage, I'd like to take the next few moments to thank everyone who has made this night possible for us. First off, I'd like to thank God for the strength He has given all of us to make it through the tough times and for always watching over every one of us, no matter what. Thank you to all my brilliant and crazy friends. A quick shout out to my fellow AP Litters, 2 Liticorns, and the Friends Everything group. You guys are grit. I'd like to thank our wonderful teachers and coaches, our great counselor, Mrs. Tightno, and our awesome senior advisor, Mrs. Cruz. You all are truly amazing and have been a constant source of knowledge, tough love, and encouragement. I'd also like to thank all the parents who have been with us since day one. Your support is what allowed many of us to be here today, and the lifelong lessons you have taught us will be treasured for the rest of our lives. I'd like to say a truly special thank you to you, Mom and Dad, for guiding, nurturing, loving, and caring for me since the moment I entered this world. I admire you both more than you know, and I truly appreciate every bit of time and sacrifice you have given to help me grow and continue to succeed. I love you so much, and I can't imagine a world without you because you mean the world to me. Fellow graduates, let's give all of our teachers, supporters, advisors, coaches, and parents a big round of applause. Some of us have been looking forward to this day since childhood, when we dreamed of walking down the aisle wearing those cap and gowns. For others, the anticipation was born the moment we entered high school as enthusiastic freshmen. For most, however, including myself, it was sometime within the past 9 months. It was during that time when we realized just how done we were with the weekly essays, and when we all eventually came down with terrible cases of senioritis. I still remember the good old days where half of us were sleep deprived, and the rest of us were struggling to find the will to go to school each day. However, despite this adversity, we each made unforgettable memories and forged lasting friendships. Regardless of how divided we may seem as a class, we all went through the same year together. We're all on this stage together. We'll all receive our diplomas and walk out of the school for the last time together. That sounds pretty united to me, and we don't have to be the official winners of the pep rally to prove that. The stressful days of senior year and high school are now behind us. The present is now, and right now, we are facing what lies beyond today and tomorrow and the days that follow. We are facing the future together as a class, yet most of us feel more alone than ever. Many of us have begun to realize that the future isn't as concrete as we would like it to be. None of us can see ourselves or where we'll be 20 years from now. We have no definite idea as to what occupation we'll hold, who our families will be, or whether we'll even make it past this stage in life and onto the finish line. Much like our school's water fountain, our future is clouded with immense fear and uncertainty. What I want to ask you, class of 2016, is this. Have you ever told yourself that you couldn't do it? That you couldn't finish that essay on time? Or that you couldn't run fast enough to avoid getting dress coded by Mr. Kime? That it was just too hard to write a pass every time you left the cafeteria? I want you all to take this moment, close your eyes for the next few moments, and think back to a time when the struggle was real. When everything seemed impossible, yet somehow you managed to persevere and end up here tonight. That time could be your first day at a new school, or perhaps the day you were sick on a huge exam day, or maybe that fast approaching magic number 11:59. Believe me when I say, these past 9 months can't be summed up in one word. It was a time filled with laughter and joy, but at the same time, stress and constant schoolwork always seemed to overpower the fun side of the spectrum. We all felt that immense pressure to decide what we wanted to do with our lives, and oftentimes we needlessly stressed about our plans for the future when we could have simply lived for the moment. This past year was indeed a well-fought struggle, and we all persevered, but we by no means survived it on our own. There was always that something or someone that kept us going. For some of us, it was our closest friends, teachers, family, or that vision of a better future that motivated you to keep going and never stop. For myself and many others as well, it was endless support from parents and faith in God that helped us be where we are today. They helped me endure through the most difficult of times because I knew I was not alone. I started writing my speech earlier this week, and I asked myself, what do I want to tell the class of 2016? After hours of endless thought, I finally came to a conclusion. I simply told myself, I'll tell them the truth. The truth is that the 90 graduating seniors in front of you here tonight are a diverse and talented group of individuals who will change the world and won't let anything, no fears, doubts, or challenge to get in their way. I would personally name all of the seniors here on stage if I had the time, but most of us probably want to leave already. So, moving on. Some of us will become doctors who will save lives, while others will become compassionate teachers. Those who become servicemen can protect the lives of others, and those of us who choose any other path in life will also have a strong impact on the lives of those around us. I believe that each of us has a bigger purpose in life, and that's what will enable us to truly change the world. Fellow graduates, you not only have big dreams, but you have more than what it takes to make them a reality. We made it past all the tough and impossible times of senior year, and we'll do it again, this time in the real world. What awaits us after we walk out those doors will be far from easy, but when you find that certain something or someone that keeps you going, in times of need, hold on to it and never let them go. My last advice to you, class of 2016, comes from Winston Churchill, who once said, if you're going through hell, keep going. So as we all prepare to depart from this unique chapter of our lives, let us face what lies ahead head on and never lose faith in what matters most. Graduates of the class of 2016, I am very proud and honored to announce that today we made history, not only because we are moving on to the next stage in our lives, but because we are bravely transitioning into a world outside of high school, together and undivided. Thank you and congratulations once again to all of you guys. You've earned it.
Good evening. My name is Zoe Curley, and I am the senior class vice president. Tonight, I have the great pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker. She is someone who, in addition to being one of my favorite teachers, is a mentor and an outstanding role model for all students. She graduated high school at the mere age of 16, obtained her bachelor's degree in English at the University of Guam at the ripe age of 21, and received her master's degree in special education from the University of Guam by the age of 24. She is not only an amazing educator, but is one who connects personally with us students who face the same struggle she did not too long ago. She brings her youthful passion into the classroom every day, and her creative curriculum inspires each and every one of us to reach outside the box. Her enthusiastic smile has only lit up the hallways of Guam High School for the last 2 years, but in that short time, she has come to be a global thinker, responsible citizen, inspiring innovator, and technological learner. Or in other words, grit. Brit is indeed grit. And so without further ado, please join me in welcoming the wonderful, the lovely Miss Brittany Torres.
Thank you, Zoe. All right. For the last 7 months, I have been taunted by those sitting behind me. Miss Torres, have you written your speech yet? Don't procrastinate. I love how they talk about procrastination. Or, Miss Torres, your speech has to be good and funny. I would like to share with you that I can count on one hand how many times I've made them laugh. And of those times, they were probably laughing at me and not with me. During my high school graduation, I was too anxious and excited about where we were going to eat for dinner. I don't even remember who my commencement speaker was. The only thing I can remember was that the announcer pronounced my name wrong when I went up to receive my diploma. Glad I don't have that job. Just kidding, Dr. Borja. Today, as you sit here contemplating where you are going to eat for dinner and wishing I would hurry up with my speech so that you can Snapchat graduation pictures with your friends, I'm going to share with you about change, time, and grit. And smile, we're going to be on YouTube. When I graduated from high school, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to go to college and own a pastry shop. Confucius once said, "Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life." Well, I loved eating pastries. During my first semester in college, I took a business class, economics. It was shortly after the first day of class when I learned that you can't eat the goods that you are trying to sell because of profits and losses and stuff like that. That is when I decided that business just wasn't for me. So I chose to become a teacher instead. Just a little fun fact for those of you who don't know, but I was the economics teacher this school year. I am also the speech teacher who is one of the 75% of humans who have a fear of public speaking. Some of you may be leaving here with your mind set on a particular goal. Today I'm going to emphasize that although it's great to know what you want to do in your life, it is also okay to change your mind. Things won't always work out the way you hoped it would, but if you are adaptable to change, just know that it's not the same as failing or giving up. It's okay to change. It means that you possess the ability to know that your plan B or C will work out better. It is when you refuse to give up that you know that it was truly meant for you. I gave up on what I thought I wanted to do after just one class, and rightfully so, because even though I didn't know it at the time, I now know that teaching is my passion, because I didn't give up on it. I know that today, seeing you all here, celebrating your next journey, and being a part of it, that is my passion. That is where my heart is. Teachers will rarely admit that they have favorites. But low-key, The Guam High Class of 2016 holds a special place in my heart. If you ever thought about time, you may have noticed that it has a sense of humor. When you want it to pass quickly, like right now, it barely moves. And when you want to savor every moment, it flies so fast you don't even know where it went. In the last decade alone, we've gone through countless social media sources, from MySpace, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all of which use up and, dare I say, waste our time. I've learned quite a bit from these young adults. About a week ago, on a Tuesday, I heard the kids say, "on point." So I started referring to everything as on point. X, your assignment was on point today. Great job. Courtney and Jenna, your dress code is on point today. Immediately after I began using that phrase, it became so uncool that they had to change it to on fleek. I'm sure the kids will agree that everything is lit until your teachers or parents start using it. Then it's not fire anymore. I constantly find myself on urbandictionary.com just to make sure the kids aren't maxing out and being salty and roasting me behind my back. Keeping up with you and your changing lingo is tougher than keeping up with the Kardashians, and I don't even keep up with them. In all seriousness, as you journeyed through high school, it may have felt as if it would never end. Today, as you look back at when it all began during your freshman year, you may be surprised at how time fast has gone by. Some of you may be able to relate. 1 minute, it's 7 p.m., and you have a whole 5 hours before Dr. Borja's paper is due. And the next minute, it's 11:59 p.m., and you're praying that the internet or power doesn't go out in the next 60 seconds or you're toast. Life after high school is the same. I'm sure your parents can attest that it seems like only yesterday they were teaching you how to walk and talk. And here you are today, being celebrated for all of your accomplishments and milestones thus far. And they're still probably teaching you how to walk and talk properly. Sit up straight. My advice to you about time is to be mindful that it doesn't stop. So don't fall into the routine of life. Believe me when I say that this is easier said than done. Although you are going to be working or going to school, or both, find time to enjoy the life that you're working so hard for. You've been waiting for this day for quite some time now. I've been dreading this day for quite some time now. I'm going to miss you all. Take chances, do something different, and live. Don't forget to live, because time is short. Finally, today's SAT word of the day is grit. And I will use each of these 3 definitions in context throughout the remainder of my speech. Pearls are beautiful masterpieces created by what starts off as an uninvited guest entering a person's home. Grit, or small loose particles of stone or sand, also known as the uninvited guest, makes its way into the oyster and irritates it. To protect itself, the oyster forms a protective layering over the grit. This process continues for a few years until the irritant is completely covered, resulting in the formation of a pearl. When you were freshmen, you were all little pieces of grit, and high school was your oyster. You were molded and coated throughout the years, whether it be through the challenges you've faced, the lessons you've learned, or the memories you've made. For the last 4 years, you've been sheltered and protected by your oyster shell. And although you'll be entering a world with a much larger scale than you may be used to, I have no doubt that you are ready. You've been ready. And you've told me so many times this last year, "Ms. Torres, I'm done, just done. I'm so ready to get out of high school." And I am pleased to confirm you are. As you walk across this stage and receive your diploma today, High school will no longer be your oyster. The world will be your oyster, and the new challenges you face are the little pieces of grit that you will encounter in your life. And although the world, just like your oyster, may be rough and hard on the outside, know that the challenges you face will continue to build inside of you and will only make you stronger and wiser. This form of grit means having courage and resolve, strength of character. Whenever you feel like giving up, remember that you are using those little pieces of grit to build your grit, and the result are the beautiful pearls. And you will appreciate them more because you alone knew how hard it was to create them. Guam High's vision for our students is that you possess the various characteristics of grit, that you be global thinkers, responsible citizens, inspiring innovators, and 21st century learners. Although high school may have been stressful, it is evident that you have worked so hard to make it this far. Remember that a single oyster can make multiple pearls depending on the amount of irritants that enter throughout the course of its lifetime. And what do you do with all your hard-earned pearls? You make a pearl necklace, of course. As you can see, life has presented me with many challenges. And I don't even know how many pearls I made when I found out I was going to be teaching economics. So take your grit and build it. Each and every one of you has something amazing to contribute. And as you scatter across all the areas of this world, may your pearls be reminders of your perseverance and dedication to pushing forward and achieving all that you want to do. I wish you the best with all life has to offer you and the grit to attain it all. Congratulations, my pearls. Slay. Now that's how I use this word. How will you use it today?
Thank you, Ms. Torres. Ladies and gentlemen, the Senior Class Council would now like to recognize the individuals who have gone above and beyond to help our class succeed. I would now like to call up Ms. Rochelle Cruz, Ms. Heather Leon Guerrero, and Ms. Christine Taitano. Thank you for all that you've done, and words cannot express our appreciation to you. At this time, the class of 2016 will now perform their class song.
It's been a long year. Well, let's make history. Gotta help keep getting this feeling you wanna leave this all behind. Thought we were going strong, I thought we were holding on, aren't we? No, they don't teach you this in school. Now my heart is breaking, man. I don't know what to do. Thought we were going strong. I thought we were holding on. Everybody, you and me. We can be the greatest team that the world has ever seen. You and me got a whole lot of history. So don't let it go. We can make some more. All of the fights, but we always find a way to make it out alive. Thought we were going strong. I thought we were holding on. Aren't we? You and me got a whole lot of history. Oh, we can be the greatest team that the world has ever seen. You and me got a whole lot of history. Oh, so don't let it go. We can make some more. We can live forever. Many bars, expensive cars, hotel rooms, and new tattoos. Good champagne and private planes, but they don't mean anything. Cause the truth is out, I realize this is just a lie. This is not the end. This is not the end. We can make it, you know that you know. You and me got a whole lot of history. We can be the greatest team that the world has ever seen. You and me got a whole lot of history. So don't let it go. We can make some more. You and me got a whole lot of history. We can be the greatest team that the world has ever seen. You and me got a whole lot of history. So don't let it go. We can make some more. Let it go, so don't let me go. We can live forever. Don't you know, baby, don't you know?
Thank you, seniors. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Kime and Mr. Herb to the stage for the presentation of diplomas. I would also like to call to the podium Dr. Nadine Johnson-Borja to perform the roll call. Please hold your applause until all seniors have received their diplomas. Once again, we kindly ask that no prolonged cheering or noisemakers be used during the awarding of diplomas.
Paul Jimenez. Zoe Curley. Riley Gallagher. Annalise Morris. Artemia Perez. William Soltero. Harmony Palaganes. Becky Lee. Tamoya Tisdale. Courtney Camacho. Candice Leonin. Noah Alvarado. Nicholas Anderson. Erica Albrook. Adam Arispe. Sarah Bailey. Calvin Bizan. Julian Paul Beneventi. Donovan Cabo. Keith Charette. Daniel Clark. Dalen Coffey. Christian Dana. Ian Del Mundo. Jordan Del Rosario. Andrea De La Cerda. Taylor Dispo. Jocelyn Eclarino. Shanisha Edmonds. Hoshi Clint Espinola. Lena Ala Esperan. Emily Fitzgerald. Jaden Franco. Jacob Furrow. Tyler George. Kalea Jinbi. Megan Guerrero. Javenci Gutierrez. Tristan Heffelfinger. Christopher Jason Herr. Anthony Huerta. Cynthia Isaac. Tara Ishmael. Dominic Jean-Baptiste. Xavier Jones. Juwan King. Jacob Lopez. Ryan Lowery. Nathan Loya. Elise Macian. Alfredo Mafnes. Corbin Maloney. Paige Manry. Brandon Martinez. Alexia Mason. Keandra McDonald. Madison Moralja. Tiffany Nauta. Sabrina Nemi. Zachary Olmstead. Megumi Owen. Chloe Pace. K. Alexi Pareda. Jordan Pulliam. Jenna Raphael. Xavier Richardson. Jonisha Renee Rios. Ethan Rivera. Zydasia Roberts. Curan Roll. Kevin Russell. Roosevelt Sanders. Cheyenne Nicole Santos. Vanessa Santos. Emily Senecal. Lilia Ifao Seeley. Sierra Snyder. Aubrey Timinglook. Rodney Taitagui. Blaze Titano. Ryan Thompson. Caitlin Thompson. Taylor Toth. Presley Treebwasser. Gabriel Twilliger. Kiani Ansalan. Sophia Rain Vallejo. Noah Jerry Watkins. Jason Welch. Eric Brandon Yaya.
I would now like to call Mr. Kime to the podium for the presentation of the top 10 students and the conferring of graduates.
First of all, congratulations. The following students have earned the highest grade point average of the class of 2016. Please stand as your name is called and remain standing until all top 10 achievers have been recognized. Annalise Morris. William Sotero. The ever-smiling Nicholas Anderson. Riley Gallagher. Zoe Curley. Tamoya Tisdale. Noah Alvarado. Paul Tomanez. Harmony Polygonis. And Becky Lee. Let's give them a great hand. You may be seated. Please rise, seniors. Is everyone ready? Yeah. On behalf of the Department of Defense Educational Activity and its director, Mr. Thomas Brady, the Department of Defense Education Activity Pacific South and its director, Ms. Lois Rapp, along with the Guam District and its superintendent, Dr. Stephen Bloom, I have reviewed and certified your official school transcripts and now have the honor and the privilege to announce that you, as members of the class of 2016, are now graduates of Guam High School. Congratulations.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. Parents, please see Ms. Herrera at the back to pick up your child's records. This concludes our program. To clear the way for our graduates, guests are asked not to block the back area and not to leave until all graduates have exited the building. Once they have exited, the graduates will gather at the bus loop at the back of the building. Please stand for the recessional. children, I bid you farewell.